Hello to all the Formula One fans tuning in to the Box Banter podcast today. Timmy, how's it going?
I'm all right.
Formula One fans, is there many left? Is there any out there at all?
I think our numbers are pretty low, and I think that might encapsulate all of the Formula One fans.
All right, so what do we call them? Formula One headline readers?
I think, well, yeah, that could be one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people nowadays are hate watching.
Hate watching?
Hate
Ooh,
watching.
You know what? That's one of my favourite things to do, actually.
Yeah, they're watching it for the sake of hating on it and just the loathe. They're watching for the loathe instead of the love.
So, Formula One haters.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Which, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but...
You're a Formula One hater?
I might be, eh?
Yeah, I'm probably like 70-30. 70% hate, 30% love.
But like, I've still got a deep...
Love and enjoyment.
Yeah, I've still got a deep belief that we're not wasting our time here. You know what I mean? I'm hoping there's a resurgence and we're going to be a part of that resurgence.
Well, thanks for, the fellow Formula One haters joining us today. Let's all hate together,
Yeah, let's hate
Nothing
together.
brings me more joy than a good hate session.
No, that's right. And that's pretty much what we're here for.
So, speaking of hate sessions, the FIA announced the new rule changes from Miami going forward.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea to cover.
It does. It does.
If we want to dedicate a lot of our time and energy towards hating.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's a bit of a band-aid. A couple of band-aids.
I don't listen to any other podcasts because I'm a loyal box basher.
Huh.
So I don't know if there's other podcasts out there that are like fluffing up F1, spit shining it.
Probably, yeah.
Tickling the balls a little bit,
Yeah, Formula One defendant, if you may.
And they're really like, we love this change in the sport. This is what we always hoped for. More of this, please, Daddy.
Yeah. I don't listen to...
But just to make it clear, that's not us. That's not us.
That's not us. No, we are not defendants of Formula One.
Nor do we tickle balls.
Stop speaking for me.
Okay, sorry.
Stop speaking for me.
Is there something you need to
I don't need to tell you anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just send me a photo of that off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the usual.
Yeah, it's right. Join the group chat. Now
all you can think about is tickling balls.
I know. I can't wait for tonight. I've been listening to a couple of podcasts. Nothing, but it's funny because
you cheater.
Nothing.
You
Formula
dirty,
One. No,
filthy slut.
Nothing. No, I don't listen to any podcasts that are Formula One specific.
Okay.
But
okay.
Every other podcast I listen to, whether it's talk about V8, talk about NASCAR, they can't help but talk about Formula One in its current situation. And it's a negative. It's all negative.
I still feel a bit dirty that you've done that to us.
Well, what did I say to you when I came here today?
I don't remember what I said to you 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I don't pay attention to what you say.
That's true, and this is why we do this podcast, so we can just,
ignore each other.
And
in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more fun in person.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it tough. Like I'm talking to the fans, you're just there. I said to you that, we're going racing again next week, but I feel like I haven't missed Formula One over this month off.
Yeah, isn't that just what you want to hear from an F1 podcast? Next week is race week.
Yep.
I will try my best to muster up the energy to watch it.
Again, it's the history of the sport that keeps us here. It's what drives me to want... I want Formula One to be better. I want Formula One to be good. I want Formula One to be what it was when I was younger. I couldn't wait to round out my weekend with a Sunday night, stay up till midnight and watch this cracking race that I just couldn't bear to miss.
I know, you used to edge F1 race weekends. Now you just pump and dump.
Yeah, now it's just
you're signing on to the video feed like as they're doing their formation lap. And then the moment the driver crosses the line, bang, you're out. You're out of there.
Maybe sooner. If it's like, okay, they've passed the final corner.
Yeah.
So really nothing's going to go wrong here.
So you make it to the last lap?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't watch anyone.
I'll give you credit for your longevity. I underestimated just how long you could go. So.
Well, the problem is, as well, with our new situation, doing lives, I can't even sleep through them anymore.
Yeah, you can't even use that opportunity to catch up on some Z's.
A lot of races last year. I watched the start, I watched the end. If the end is similar to the start, I know I haven't missed anything while I slept.
Look, our last feed, just be prepared for some tough times because Miami is 6 a.m. Monday morning in Australia.
Uh-huh.
Feel free to sleep if you need to, okay? Because I don't know if there's going to be many Australian fans getting up at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning to watch this shit.
Don't say that.
I'll
We'll be
do
there.
what I do. I'll
We'll
throw the
be there.
podcast on my shoulders and I'll carry the team. Just make sure you're well rested for the episode later.
No, well, we're not doing it live.
No, we're doing
Is
it
this
live, but
groundbreaking?
then we'll do our normal episode.
Then we'll come back later. We'll reconvene in the afternoon.
We're not only are we having to suffer through this terrible racing event, but we're gonna have to pull a double shift on Monday.
You're actually right. I didn't even think of that. I'll be back back here Monday afternoon.
Hurts even more.
Yeah, that is a bit of a shame.
So let's get back to hating. So
I think that's what we've been doing very well, covering off.
We're doing well
with the hate side of things. Yeah.
So the first rule change that the FIA have officially announced. So this is their post. So I'll just read it for verbatim,
right?
And then you throw out some hate speech.
Okay.
Okay. Qualifying, promoting performance.
So they have subtitles to that.
No, well that's a title. I guess.
A title.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're titling their rules.
Yeah.
As if it's look at what we've done.
Yeah. They're trying to project.
Yeah.
Strength.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to get political. What Project Fury?
Project Fury.
Yeah. Donald Trump's name for what he's doing at the moment.
Isn't it like Project Epic Fury?
Oh, even better. That's what this is. They're titling it to just amp everyone up.
Yeah. So you pay attention to politics a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
So what are you saying? To invade other countries, all you need is a big,
peppy
bold title and you're good to go?
Yeah, neon lights.
Qualifying, promoting performance. Now, the writing's very small, so just bear with me. I have to zoom in a little bit.
Got your readers?
Aimed at reducing excessive harvesting to encourage more consistent flat-out driving by reducing the maximum permitted recharge from 8 mj to 7 mj. MJ stands for megajoules, I believe, not Michael Jordan's.
Yeah. Damn it.
8 at Michael Jordan's. That's a lot of Michael Jordans.
We could do with more.
That's a pile of
We could do with more. Yeah.
Allowing greater adaptation to circuit characteristics. Peak super cleat power increased to 350 kilowatt. Bracket will also be applied in race conditions. Close bracket.
Nice.
And increase from 8 to 12 races that alternative lower energy limits.
Okay, I do remember seeing that one. So I think I think that means 12 tracks on the calendar of the 24. What was 24?
Yeah. Is now 22.
You don't have to super clip, I guess. There's enough energy
to manage.
Yeah, enough
to manage the battery.
You can save enough energy in the braking zones and things like that, or the straights aren't particularly long, which doesn't seem to sound right because most Formula 1 tracks have very long straights. But again, they're talking megajoules. Like, what do they expect us to understand when they say this?
So
I feel wasn't it at 9? After Australia was 9 megajoules.
I'm pretty sure it was, wasn't
then
it?
They dropped it to 8 megajoules.
Yeah.
Now 7 megajoules.
So I'm pretty sure what this will do is reduce the harvesting, but it also lowers the top speed. So now the point of the pinnacle of F1 is to see how slow we can actually make these races. Does that mean they have to change the time bracket from 4 hours to 6 hours?
True. But is this qualifying specific or is this qualifying and...
the title says qualifying, promoting performance.
So you think it's just qualifying. I mean, it's so... You know what it's like? You know when you go go-karting and they have the ability to shut you off if things are getting a little hairy? Like high karts. They can... If they don't like what they see and they can remotely just shut you down for a minute. That's what this is. They have the remote ability, I mean, clearly, to literally just alter whatever they want in the car on the fly. And that's just what it feels like to me.
Yeah, so there's some snot-nosed 17-year-old kid on the side hitting a buzzer and then, just whipping everyone into shape going, whoa.
Yeah.
Too dangerous, guys.
Yeah. I don't mind the lowering of the top speed. I mean...
Really?
I mean, I said to you last week.
So you go to a motor race to see how not fast they can go.
We're not talking about they're going to be doing 180 kilometers an hour. They're still going to be breaching 300 kilometers an hour. I mean, that's quick enough.
Is it?
Yes, that's quick enough. Okay. I said to you last week, I wasn't impressed with Tom Cruise and his ability to hit a top speed in a Formula 1 car.
Sure.
Top speed, it doesn't impress me much. I mean, when you're at the racetrack, maybe it's one thing to see a car zip past you at 340 kilometers an hour, but I don't go to 24 races a year. On the TV, if a car's going 300 kilometers an hour instead of 340 kilometers an hour in qualifying, but that means they're able to go 300 kilometers an hour for the entire straight, or most of the straight, instead of going from 340 to 240 or 260 in that straight, I much rather the 300 kilometers an hour consistently.
No,
and then it means they're going into the corner at 300 kilometers an hour, not at 260, downshifting, basically off the throttle.
Look, I'm not saying that that's a better option. What I'm saying is they're both evil options.
Like I said, these are all band-aids.
We're in the pinnacle of motorsport, and we're reducing down the top speed.
Yeah.
Like we're not evolving to make these cars even faster and more on the limit.
Exactly.
Like we're nerfing them again.
Yeah, it's like what Formula One have done is before the year started with these regs, they cut both their arms off, and then now they're just trying to rebuild them. They're trying to just put band-aids over them, but it's like, well, you need your arms.
You still got nubs.
Yeah, exactly. You need the original issue is not resolved here.
Yeah,
and it won't be. I was thinking today, I was like, what, you know what they should do? Just abandon this year, right now. Who has
take a year off.
Who has missed Formula One over this last month?
Dude,
If
you
they
go on any
said-
social media account and you look at any post, everyone is just shitting on the sport right
Exactly,
now. Everyone's
exactly.
saying, I've already cancelled my subscription.
Yeah.
I've cancelled KO, I've cancelled F1 TV, whatever it is.
Yep.
And a lot of them are old heads. And so I'm sure that there's going to be a newer F1 viewer base that's still going to hang around because they don't watch it for the racing. They literally watch it for the personalities. And they're like, oh, yeah, Lewis is dating Kim. So they're all like locked into that shit.
Yeah.
But for the old heads who are like, we love it for the motorsport aspect. We love the power. We love the engines.
Yeah.
We love the technicality, engineering, whatever it is, whatever angle you're coming from. That's not, yay, Lewis and Kim.
Yeah.
Can
Do it again.
Can you do me a little
I
clap?
can't speed clap.
Come on.
I can't speed clap at all.
Come on.
I can't speed clap.
All right. I'm sure they're going to hang around, but the old heads they're over it. No. And like I'm seeing people saying, I'll come back and check in on the sport in 2031 when you fix it.
But that's the thing. If they said to us now, all right, sorry, like super sorry, major apologies. We can either, if 2031's the year where we've already aligned our next engine regs, or hear me out, we bail from here. Season's cancelled. Mm-hmm. We'll fix this now to restart next year. We'll bring Porsches. Bring the Carrera Cup to all the racetracks. Ticket sales remain. All the drivers get to come.
See, that make you happy because you like cars that don't go fast.
They're fast enough. Again, they're fast enough.
For some.
And there's actual racing happening. Again, you say like the high speed's great, and sure it is, but right now it's not because it's a very minute amount of time that they're at their top speed.
Sure. Yep.
So,
okay, so let's move on to the next rule change. So this one's titled Race, Improved Safety and Consistency of Performance.
That's what we are here for. Oh boy, that's thrilling.
Do you remember watching F1 races just like for the crashes? Because you like to see, no one likes to see drivers get hurt. Like you kind of like seeing get hurt a little bit, but you don't like to see them get like fucked up.
No,
you
no.
Want to see mistakes get punished.
Exactly.
But that's one of the most thrilling parts of the sport.
Yeah, I mean, no one can admit, yes, good racing is good racing, but everyone's a little bit horny for a crash.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
And everyone's a little bit disappointed when it comes to the end of a race and there's been no crashes.
I'll tell you what, like, when a race starts, that, like, 10 seconds of, like... Anticipation running down to turn one and just, like, anything can happen.
Yeah.
That is the best 10 seconds of the whole race.
Yep.
And then once that moment passes...
It's tough.
Yeah, you can catch some Z's. Yeah. You can flip it over, see what else is going on in sport somewhere.
Well, I can tell you what. I watched Talladega this morning, NASCAR. I had to sit through half the race, and it was
a morning movie.
Hey,
a morning movie. Oh, sorry, the
NASCAR
actual
race.
Okay, right. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, morning movies just as good. Half the race was green, and at the same time, you're like, this is good racing. And then there was a 23 car pileup.
I did hear something about that. Half the grid was caused in the accident.
Was great. But then at the same time, you're a little bit disappointed when the rest of the race has to be run with only 20 half-decent cars.
Yeah.
So, it comes and goes. But that was thrilling. That was exciting. And you know what's going to happen. It's always going to happen. But then, like you said, you watch Formula One and you have just moments where you're going to have incidents. And you don't want to see incidents like Behrman's, where there's a 100 kilometer an hour speed difference?
Yeah.
Like, that is actually not on.
No. That's not really like
incident.
A driver error. That's like...
Yeah. It's incident avoidance, like they were saying. You're not overtaking out there. You're playing Frogger. You're just avoiding the other cars out there. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay, so what they highlight with this, to reduce excessive closing speeds while maintaining overtaking opportunities and overall performance characteristics. There's a lot of big fucking words
I'll
in
tell
there.
you what, the first title,
I learned half the dictionary just in that one sentence.
that's what they do. They just fluff you up with big words.
Yeah.
So you just go, okay, I'll trust you.
Yeah, yeah.
The first title was compelling. That second title needs
Yeah,
work.
no need for that. Limiting sudden performance differentials by capping the maximum power available with the boost at plus 150 kilowatts. So
That's what the cap is at now.
that's what the cap is at. Yep.
Does it say what it used to be?
No, it doesn't.
That's unhelpful.
Yeah. I was just thinking, should we know what
I feel
it
like
was
we-
capped at previously? Was
Yeah.
it like 300 or?
Well, there probably was no cap.
Maintaining the MGUK deployment at 350 kilowatts in key acceleration zones from corner exit to braking point, including overtaking zones, but will be to 250 kilowatt in other parts of the lap.
Yes, that old. Yep, that's
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Can you dissect that at all
Well,
for me?
again, my problem is, where's the braking zone? Again, they're basically I mean, unless it's automatically when you brake, it cuts off. But to me, that sounds like they're going, here's your exit to your corner, line 1, here's your braking zone, line 2.
Yeah.
But as a race car driver, like the way you make a better lap time is brake later, accelerate earlier, adjust your line to do those things. So are they saying, I don't know, what's the next track? Miami, I don't know, 1.2 kilometer straight probably. Are they saying you have 1.2 kilometers of energy deployment? So then if you're a better driver who's able to brake a little later and able to exit the corner a little straighter and accelerate earlier, then you don't get the benefit of doing that because you're limited. Your power is limited to a start and finish line.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. None of that made any sense to me. I'm just like, what? What?
It's a whole lot of words.
How is this so complicated? It's all caused because of the battery.
Well, yeah, because now instead of here's a racetrack, it's now here's a racetrack and this is a straight zone where you're allowed to have 1,000 horsepower, and here's a non-straight zone where you're only allowed to have 900 horsepower, and it's like, what?
It's exhausting.
Shouldn't I just have a car? I get in my car, my car makes 1,000 horsepower, and then here's the track, and I just go. Why have I got zone 1,000 horsepower zone, 900 horsepower zone?
Look, I'm a simple guy. Okay, I dropped out of high school.
Yes, you are.
Hey, you shut.
Did you drop out of high
You
school?
shut your filthy
I
mouth.
forgot about that.
Dropped out of high school. Didn't get a university education. I like to watch sport.
I can't believe you just told everyone. that.
God forbid, I like to enjoy some sport.
You're a degenerate.
Why do I need a goddamn degree to calculate what the hell is going on in the Formula One right now?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. I watch this shit to switch off. Like now you're giving me all this stuff of like, this is where they're allowed extra power.
Yeah.
And this is where they're not allowed
And
extra
how
power.
does the
And they can't use the
commentators,
boost here. And
explain this?
how the drivers even like,
Yeah.
is it all automated stuff that they don't have to think about, and that's even less
Well,
thinking for them?
I mean, they talk about all the beeps in their ears. Here's the beep for when you're allowed to do this. Here's the beep for when you start your LICO. Here's your beep for your shifts. Like, the drivers are just monkeys. If monkeys can react to... It's just you're told what to do now. Like, and it probably has been that way for a while. Like, the beeps for shifting and beeps for when you lift and coast, like all that stuff. But that takes a lot away from the driver and race management.
Well, I'm all for evolution. I understand that the sport needs to grow with the times and, has to change and adapt to things and whatever. But when things are this controlled to the point that now the weakest element in the car is going to be the driver, is the next step just have AI drive the fucking machines?
Yeah.
Now you've just got a team of people who build it together and then to keep things fair and safe and consistent.
Yeah.
No actual drivers in these machines
drivers,
now.
that keeps it safe.
You know-
They've been testing autonomous racing.
And then like that's not that far from sim racing. You sim race.
Or sim racing is better than autonomous racing.
You sim race. Well, yeah, but you sim race shirtless in your garage, sweating like a pig.
Yeah.
And
Not just shirtless, buddy.
completely. Well, pantsless too.
Got to keep everything ventilated.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ventilation is key.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. No. I smart man. Okay.
That's why I don't invite you to sit in my sim.
Yeah. I always wondered why I never got an invite. Okay. I appreciate the thought though.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, you can enjoy that, and you can be in actual leagues, and like I know people make careers out of this sort of stuff. But I don't give a fuck about watching that. I don't want to watch a bunch
It
of
can be
nobody's
serious
virtual
for me
race.
and absolutely And it's the same. Through COVID, I don't think Formula 1 did the too big. Wouldn't do it. NASCAR V8s, they had virtual. Here's the real drivers.
Formula 1 did do it. They had drivers enter it on it. Yeah.
I had no interest in that. As a sim racer and a motorsport fan, I had no interest in watching the drivers in desperate times,
you
mind
are
you.
the target audience.
Yeah, and in desperate times, mind you, where there was absolutely zero motorsport or any. I mean, I don't even want to talk about those times, goddamn. But even at that dire straits, I had no interest in watching sim racing.
Yeah. Oh God, there's nothing to watch.
I'm not watching
there's F1 virtual
real
racing.
drivers racing in the sim. Yeah, no thanks.
I'll go watch the stars or something. I'll go touch some grass. So, okay. The next one is wet conditions, improving safety and visibility. Now I find this interesting because we haven't had a wet race yet.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess this is based purely off testing.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they've implemented a change that viewers haven't even seen.
Yeah, we haven't had an issue yet.
Drivers have experienced in a racing condition.
Yeah.
So, following driver feedback, interesting.
From who?
Yeah, which drivers are these? The proposals below will be adapted in wet weather running. ERS deployment will be reduced, limiting torque and improving car control in low grip conditions.
Again, how?
Yeah.
In what way is he?
Tyre blanket temperatures for intermediate tyres have been increased in order to improve grip levels in wet conditions.
Why are they not already maxing that out?
Yeah.
We saw last year so many issues with allowing them to race in the rain. Why are they not already? If they come out of the blanket 100 degrees or I don't know 80. Why don't they go, we can pump these suckers up to 150? Why don't they just do that?
One of the biggest changes for these regulations was to get away from the ground force era, so it wasn't kicking up so much water that it became dangerous conditions to drive in, and you essentially would have to cancel the race just because of that.
Yeah,
it's an outdoor sport that couldn't race in all conditions.
Yeah.
It's not cricket here. So you'd think that they made the adjustments for this. Okay, naturally they're going to have less grip. Now we haven't seen a wet race in racing conditions, so we don't know what that looks like. But you're right. Why would they not have that maxed out already? All right, we're going into a bit of an unknown situation. There's less grip on the cars already.
Years, at all
if they had
times in
access to
history.
it, yeah.
Why aren't they already heating these suckers up?
We need grip.
Yeah.
We have availability to extra grip by heating these bad boys.
Yeah.
But no, we're good.
Last year was
Let's just sit out the racing.
Exactly. God, so many wet races last year that weren't raced. And it was always, we don't know there's nothing we can do. Why was it not an option to and I know they don't necessarily race at those temps, but if that helps the drivers by going straight out on a tyre that's fully maxed out temperature-wise, why was that not already implemented?
I'd like to take this minute right here just to remind everybody that in Silverstone last year, Oscar Piastri was catching up to Lando Norris in wet, appalling, atrocious conditions. And just as he was about to overtake him, what do? They pit Norris. Yeah. And then they pit Piastri to put him back in traffic. Piastri has the lead. He's got control of the field. And then they pull the safety car start.
No. Well, I don't remember about the pit stop sequence, but he was leading by 30 seconds.
Well, yeah. So he caught up to Norris. Now, I can't remember if he...
Because I thought Norris missed... I mean, Jesus, here we are rehashing last year. But Norris got passed by the Mercs and got stuck battling the Mercs, couldn't pass the Mercs, and Oscar's just...
I can't remember if they had pitted already,
sailing.
They hadn't they?
I'm pretty sure that he created that margin off his own back.
Maybe you can remind me then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure anyway. That's what made it so much more painful is he was mastering those conditions. He had a 30-second lead. He was laughing.
Yeah.
We were laughing. No one could take it off his back. He was destroying it.
Just for the safety car to come out. And then them to whack him with the penalty.
No crashes. No crashes. Let's just call a safety car.
Why couldn't we cancel that race and then there?
Yep. Let's have a safety car restart. That also fucks up.
Yeah. All right. Now, is there anything else you want to talk about with these wet weather conditions that we have seen absolutely zero of, but for some reason it's become a rule change in F1 to try and make the racing better in a situation that we have not yet seen?
I just love Formula 1.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah. And that is a screenshot of Charles Leclerc. So wasn't there? Okay, so you got the energy harvesting. You've got the super clipping. Okay, the race starts. That was the other one. So, a new low power detection system has been developed which will trigger automatic MGUK deployment to ensure a minimum level of acceleration at starts. So I think they've sort of hidden this in the wet weather section because this is actually from a different screenshot. Right. So basically, I think what they've done is everybody except for the Ferraris don't know how to start their car properly.
Yeah.
And so they've implemented a system to help all the drivers start their car off the grid properly now.
I mean, isn't this
essentially fucking the one advantage that Ferrari had this year?
I mean, I heard it won't be an advantage, but what's the minimum speed? Again, they're very vague. If Mercedes, we've seen they just bog down like tractors. Is that minimum speed? Like, are they not going to get this feature? Because even though they're slow, like, are they well above minimum speed? Like, what's the minimum speed?
Yeah,
they're so vague. If it's like, we don't want drivers to, like, they already have anti-stall, but if it's, I mean, this is literally, drivers cannot stall. They already couldn't stall anti-stall, but now they can't even really fuck up a start.
Yeah,
because the car will take over.
Well,
like, if
once again, that's just basically like AI driving the vehicle.
If you miss the red, I'm guessing it's going to take over. Again, if you drop the clutch a little too much and you start and you bog down heaps, it takes over. So that's what I'm saying. Is the minimum speed the Mercedes level or Max's level of can't get off the line? If it is, then that's absolute bullshit. Because are they worried about the cars who are just dominant and start on the front row? 3 races in a row now, or 4 if you count the sprint, we've seen them drop back a row or 2. Are they worried about that for safety? Because if they are, that's shit. Because like you said, that's the one advantage Ferrari had, and that's the one way we've been getting racing is the best cars, the fastest cars, and what makes them fast down the straights is their big old turbo, which is what makes them slow off the line. So if they're doing this and enabling them to have a quick enough takeoff for safety reasons, but then giving them all the benefit of what creates their fast straight line speeds, rubbish.
Yeah. So is this all in the name of safety, or is this all in the name of making sure that Mercedes get the championship they've paid for in advance?
Two things can be true.
Because it's feeling more and more like Formula One want Mercedes to win. They probably want George Russell to win because he's British and there's a lot of British bias, and that's never going to go away because there's 6 drivers on the grid right now, and that's probably the bulk of the fan base. And you know what? If you probably broke down a map of who's watching Formula One right now, it's probably still mostly the British.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm sure that they want to make sure that they hang on to every one of those suckers.
Yeah. Two things can be true, because Formula One and all motorsport are very reactive to incidents. Like, safety implementations generally come in after a major accident. That's when it's like, whoa, okay, we need to make this adjustment. For some reason, Formula One are now trying to be very proactive, which, if a safety concern, you don't want people to get injured.
Safety, blah, blah, blah. What's
exactly.
the real reason?
Let's see the racing. But that's what I mean. Are they looking at 3 races in a row? We're seeing Mercedes get off slow. Are they like, we can't stand by all year watching a potential airplane crash between these drivers?
Well, maybe, yes. That's probably the narrative they're pushing. But
again, that's not good enough.
No.
Change your fucking car. Like, if that's the issue, make them...
See, that's why we actually need Horner back, because that's what he'd be saying, right?
Yeah.
Fix your fucking car. I mean, look at, what was the last round? Japan? Was it Japan? It's so long ago now. I think
it was Japan.
Yeah, it's just
it was true.
Too many days ago. Too many drinks ago, You know what I'm saying?
It's darker days.
Once Piastri took the lead, the Mercs couldn't get past him.
Yeah.
So I think that scared the shit out of him. I think that scared George, and that scared Mercedes, where they went, we're the fastest car, but we can't do anything if we're stuck behind people. And why is this happening? Because of our race starts.
Yeah, exactly. And at particular tracks like that, where drive a track, and then someone in Oscar's case who could definitely manage the battery as he needed, as a defensive mechanism, absolutely could keep him at bay.
Oscar fought off most of last year a raging Verstappen who was, horny to catch up to McLaren, and he very, almost picked their pocket. He knows how to defend. He knows how to race Verstappen. I think he can handle George Russell.
But that's the problem with this year. It's not about... It's so much battery dependence.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, he was able to keep George behind in clearly an inferior car because he knew how to position it. He knew where to defend. He knew spacing. I'm pretty convinced that he let George pass him in that back straight because he knew that he could then deploy and retake.
Exactly.
Whereas
That's what I mean.
if it
he's
happens the
using
other way, George just streaks off, right?
That's where he's using it defensively. And it's risky because I think that was the game Hamilton was playing in China, but then he just couldn't get the move done into turn one in that race. And then as soon as George was allowed to get his energy back around the course of the track, that was it. And that's what would have happened, and effectively did happen when Kimi got the free air, and then all of a sudden he could just recharge and use his battery at his own free will, not have to use it in an attacking way or a defensive way. And the same thing would have happened. So like it's a risky game what Oscar did, but the fact is he obviously made it work in that time, and then from there he probably, whether it was intentional, he probably didn't necessarily want him to pass him, but he definitely learned. You're constantly learning on how to use these batteries and what you can get away with.
I think you're kind of missing my point though.
He's a fucking legend.
My point.
That's your point.
No. My point was George Russell is a bitch.
Ah, well, two things can be true.
Yeah.
Oscar's
That's
a
your favorite
legend.
saying, isn't it?
It's just so
you have one
true,
saying,
man. It's
and you
so
use it for
true.
everything.
Twice in one episode.
Anyway, how do you like how, our fan base, our loyal fan base, we know that they're all Oscar Piastri fans.
Of course. Why else are you here?
Do you like how I catered to them and I brought him up twice in this episode? Making sure we hit our Oscar Piastri quota.
I was going to say, that feels very standard. That feels very standard.
Well, someone's got to.
Daniel Ricciardo?
I'm wearing the shirt right now.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
You can't tell. You might have to
I'll
do a twirl.
podcast backwards the whole show.
I said to you, just wear it backwards. No one's going to know. Why is a shirt wear everything on the back?
Yeah. I want to look at it.
Yeah.
Who do you think are the biggest winners and losers here? I mean, we probably just named Ferrari being the biggest loser for the start procedure, and Mercedes are probably the biggest winner there.
But again, it's the lack of info. If the minimum speed's very minimum, if it doesn't change, the car is simply just not good at starting, then there's no winners or losers. I think naturally,
no winners or losers.
As far as the start procedure goes, we are the losers as the fans for anything. I don't want to say safety is not essential, but goddamn, the sport is safe as hell as it is now. Like these constant proactive safety changes, which take away the one chance of excitement and racing that we get, is a detriment to the sport and to fans.
Well, let's not forget, we've had one death in how long now? How long are we talking?
32 years.
32 years. One death in 32 years, okay? Now, it was shocking, of course, but the circumstances around that death were very, very unusual. That was a situation that, 999 times out of 1,000, that doesn't happen.
And
but
again,
unfortunately,
they reacted.
the 1,000th time, it was that and we learned from it. And what now? You look back and you go, Jesus, what were we doing?
And it's shocking knowing that was only 12 years ago.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
But my point is the sport has been in way more unsafe conditions overall in its 75-year history. And there were a lot more deaths in those early days when things were very raw and primitive. But this modern era, and you could say, where do you want to say, from the 90s onwards? Where there's been a lot of technology introduced into the cars. Yeah. And the tracks have had a lot of actual safety features implemented for when people make mistakes.
Definitely since Senna's death. Senna's death changed the circuits more than anything. And when we saw that year in 94, Spain, quite a few tracks, but Spain was one of them, where they implemented temporary chicanes.
The tyre chicanes,
at fast-paced sections to just slow them down as a temporary measure before they could reconfigure barriers and reconfigure corners.
But my point being, the one death that we had was basically a freak accident.
It was,
and I know that really that's the only way deaths can probably occur, is freak accidents, things that you just never could have accounted for, because how would that ever happen in a million years? So when the sport is safe as ever, why are we just continuously nerfing the risk more and more?
That's
to the point again where it's at what point do you remove the driver out of the cockpit entirely, or let's all just go watch virtual racing?
Make them all just wear headsets and have controllers, and they're all just 20 drivers in a line in the pits. Just
we're here because only 22 guys get to be F1 drivers, and these are supposed to be the best in the world. yeah, some of them are just rich, and so they can buy a seat. We're not going to name
Hey,
names
still jealous.
unless you
Still-
want to name a name.
Last straw, yeah. But I'm still jealous. Like
Yeah.
I'm still jealous of that guy.
100%. But the reason why, like, people are in these sorts of positions, they take on an element of risk.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a reason why a lot of people don't.
But it's
Mostly
again,
the money
it's
thing. You know, it is a reminder that we're just poor.
so
just-
poor. Isn't it unbelievable?
We're just poor bastards.
Yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, the safety thing.
That's the thing. It's the risk is the reward. I mean, it's again, it's one of them sayings. You know how I love sayings. The drivers who Max, he's putting it on the line. Maybe not on this generation of car, but we saw like that 2021 years prime example. How many times?
Well, that
the
was
limit
two,
was
two
pushed.
drivers in their peak pushing
Yeah,
each other to their
exactly.
limits.
And the risk. You don't want to see drivers get injured. That's definitely not what
no,
you.
but he went
you
flying
want.
off. What's that corner? What's it called? Beckett's?
No,
What's that corner?
I don't know. It's something.
Okay.
Funny. But
So
stop
it
Beckett's.
flew off that corner and hit the barriers at 50 Gs.
Yeah.
Got out fine.
Well, exactly. And that's the thing with the Jules Bianchi crash. I mean, you're not going to call it an overreaction, but the problem was the tractor. No tractor, no dramas.
And like,
So not
unfortunately,
only-
he lost traction and slid just at the perfectly wrong angle.
And that's
you
the
know?
thing. That's where you go, why was the tractor there? When one driver did it, which is why the tractor was there to recover that driver, why the chances of it happening again is very high. So all around, not smart. But then they don't overreact because this Halo has probably saved a lot of Romain Grosjean's life, 100% at least. So it's good. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was the tractor. There's nothing else on track besides the other cars or a goddamn guardrail in Romain's case. But there's very few things that the Halo could have saved.
Yeah.
As in, it's because the track's all very well crafted that you're pretty well safe on track unless you bring agricultural machinery onto the track in conditions where nowadays you wouldn't even see them race, for starters.
No.
Let alone not even call a safety car in those conditions with that happening. Like, that's what I mean. That's the problem. The Halo... Would the Halo have even saved him? I mean, damn. I don't know if you've seen the fan footage.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen it. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if the Halo would have even saved him. That's what I mean.
But
That wasn't the
it
problem.
was a freak accident. Like,
Exactly.
everything went perfectly
Yeah.
wrong.
And to think 12 years ago, where they were still in a state of play where they were allowing marshals on track while the track was green. You know, the tractor on track when it was green. And when we were reviewing 2003 Brazil, I think it was 2003, we saw the same thing. Michael Schumacher nearly hit a tractor on track when 3-4 cars will spun off at turn 3.
Yeah.
And
he's
that was-
craning them all out into the car park.
Yeah, and that should have been a warning sign. But again, nothing happened. They don't react. They were very reactive. Up until the last sort of 5 years, Formula One and all motorsports are very reactive to incidents. They go, okay, we need to learn from that, 100%.
It
Whereas
seems like
now they're too proactive for things that don't need to be.
Yeah, it
sorted
seems
out.
like they've completely cocked up these regulations, and it's created these problems that now drivers and I guess some fans are calling out as like dangerous, and this is why we shouldn't have these regulations. And now obviously they can't just rebuild and change engines right here and now, but this is a reaction to a position that they're in where they can't do anything.
Yeah.
So what are they left to do? They have to implement these safety features to make sure that these stupid fucking battery systems that they're running don't accidentally kill somebody because they almost run up their ass at 100 kilometers faster on a racetrack.
Exactly right. Exactly.
So it's not fixing the bigger problem.
No.
It is like I said before, it's putting a little Band-Aid on a gashing, missing limb.
Exactly. That's the thing. They obviously didn't. It's an adversary effect that no one's seen coming. These regs, no one wanted them because, again, you don't want a race to be about battery management. You don't, like, Formula One's meant to be the pinnacle. You don't 100% fossil fuel burning bloody combustion engine is what everyone wants to see. But it's caused the adverse effect of batteries are hella powerful, especially when they're paired with a simple Camry engine. That battery is given priority in the power department, and it's a light bulb. It's a light switch power supply.
Yeah.
You're gonna have speed differentials, and I don't know how all the data, all the engineers, everyone building these things. I never heard one whisper about closing speeds being up to 100 kilometers an hour when they were boosting up how good these regs were going to be.
Yeah.
Not once did I hear. I mean, overtaking is going to improve, which it has, but like, no one said the speed differentials are going to be this dramatic.
No. Is there anything else you want to shit on before we wrap it up?
Shit on.
Yeah. You know? I'm enjoying this H sesh.
Nothing off the top of my
It's
head.
actually making me feel better for Miami because I feel like we're setting expectations here right now that these rule changes, they're not going to fix the sport. If anything, yes, it's going to be safer. It's going to be more boring. It's going to be more dull.
Well, that's the thing. I think, again, it's Band-Aids. They need an overhaul. Like, if we're going to spend the next 4 or 5 years talking about your MGUK automatic deployment off start lines and your power differentials on separate circuits sections of the track, like, that's not interesting. Like, worst case, get through this year, tweak as you go. Obviously, we're going to have a winter break coming up in very short order, no doubt. And when they'll make another few changes, and then they need to really have a big swing at what to do to round out the regs. And whether they bring it forward, not to next year. I know there's the amount of money involved. They're not going to just dump this thing in that quicker time. But
it's funny. A lot of the comments I see, people go, it's stuff like, you only need one rule change, V10s.
yeah.
Or like, I didn't read V10s anywhere in this article, so I'm switching off. So, I'm like, they have completely missed the bar here.
Yeah.
They haven't paid any attention to what the fans want from their sport, what we once had, and what people have spoken about for years. And the more that you reduce the driver element to make it safer or however you want to frame it, the more uninteresting it gets as well. I would much rather, like, I could live 100% with the cars not being as fast and as powerful and as, engineered perfectly as what they once were, if it meant that the drivers had way more control over the car and it was a skill level thing.
Yeah.
You've got people throughout the whole paddock, whether they've driven cars in this current era or old eras, or people who have just covered the sport in a long time, who are saying anyone can drive these cars because they've taken out the skill element and so much of the car and the electronics and the technology. And then you've got a team of 40 people who all have probably one little job of telling you when to hit the brake pedal and what corner you're losing speed on. Like, get rid of all of that shit. Like, what are we doing? You can simplify all of that. Just build your car, make the car simple, pick your driver, your best 2 drivers, and let them duke it out on track. Make them earn it. You
don't need a 15-year karting career to now drive these things, but you do need an engineering degree and a very sound understanding of electronics.
Or, in Verstappen's case, 15,000 hours on the sim race.
Yeah.
On the sim rig.
I'll tell you what, there is nothing that grips you more than when you scrolling through Facebook, TikTok, whatever your device is.
And see Lewis with Kim K.
No, that's nice too. That's all.
Okay,
That's good.
okay. I just thought that's where you're going.
No. And you see footage of Senna, H-pattern gearbox, just ripping any track. Monaco is the one you always see.
Hang on. I'm pretty sure our viewers are smart people.
Yeah.
But there might be some newbies here. H-pattern gearbox.
Yeah, just like in your car. God, no one even drives manuals anymore on the road.
I was going to say, do they even know what that is? Have they seen one before?
Watch our trailer. Your classic H-pattern gearbox being utilised there. But it's like you're driving one-handed. You see, it's bobbing all over the place. The track's bumpy. He's, he's just really wheeling it. You
almost kind of want to watch the sport and have this sense that these things could fly out of control at any moment, that the drivers are wrangling these things. They're wrangling the necks out of them to extract the most performance, to get the fastest lap. And, you can clearly see where some drivers are taking more of a risk than other drivers and they're earning it more. You don't have that now.
No, you need to be on the edge of adhesion to make lap time. That's what it should be. That's what that's what Fiat Supercars is. You just need to be on the absolute ragged edge from within, and you're fractionally, and then you're without, and you're out of control. That's where you see the driver's skill, and that's where that looks great on TV. And you just, especially with the super clipping and slowing down dramatically into corners, like, you're not seeing that anymore.
No. I wonder as well, like, as a driver, having such a severe change in regulations from season on season, the last time that you raced in Japan, it would have felt so different. You would notice how different it feels, right? Like, surely they can tell how unnatural everything feels from what they were used to. Like, and, you've got some drivers who have been in, Alonso has gone through so many regs. He just adapts to it, whatever the change is. But let's say guys like your Verstappens and your Norrises and probably even your Piastris who were, very kind of at the forefront of the last regulations.
Yeah.
And now the car is completely different and foreign, and you're having to basically you're like a rookie again, right? You're having to relearn. And that's probably why we're seeing Kimi Antonelli have quite a lot of success, because his level of knowledge with these cars on these circuits is matched to everyone else's, really.
Yeah.
Because the cars are so different and they're responding and acting so differently that everyone's kind of in the dark as to how to approach it and how to manage the battery and where to deploy it and shit.
As a driver going to this year, it's just pot luck. Are you lucky enough to land within a seat of a team that has built the perfect car to match the regs? And then all you got to do is
did you
one
unfortunately land the Adrian Newey seat?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's... Yeah. I saw an article today, and I didn't read it because, our headlines be.
Sure.
But it was about his he's hinted at, what his future's going to be, and the headline was about, it may be how many races does Fernando Alonso have left?
Right.
As in, this year, he might pull a pin mid-season.
What? Mid-season? Come on. No, he's not.
That was what the headline was hinting at. But again, guilty. I didn't read the headline. I'm not a clicker. I'm not a clicker of clickbait.
I don't know about you, but I feel great now after...
That was a good say. Get it out. Get it out. We've had the last couple of weeks or the last weeks talk about the history of Formula 1, and that's where where I enjoy it.
Yeah. I've struggled through it because, just trying to stay interested in the F1 right now with such a long gap in between races.
Yeah.
I miss my boy. I miss seeing Oscar's face. I miss seeing his cute little face.
Yeah.
I miss seeing his moves in the cockpit. How he slaps those paddles.
Yeah, how he touches his buttons. And shout out to the six people.
The way he touches his buttons really gets my buttons going.
That's right. So. Shout out to the six people who did rock up and listen to the last episode.
Hey, you're underselling our Spotify. Our Spotify is
yes.
is
I actually
popular.
don't. To be honest, I don't see our Spotify numbers.
So, look, if you're not watching F1 right now, we don't blame you. We would not be watching it either if we didn't have a podcast and Oscar Piastri wasn't on the grid. However, maybe you find us entertaining and let us watch the F1 for you and tell you what you need to know.
Exactly.
We will take that bullet. Yeah. We'll take that hit because maybe
it's our faces. Maybe that's why the Spotify does so well. Because people could just listen to our soothing voices and not have to look at our heads.
Yeah, what are you saying? I should do a big black bar from here over?
Yeah. I mean, I'll take that. Just give me an eye hole.
Yeah.
So I can just see what's going on. I can look at you.
It's like racial.
No, I was thinking more Ned Kelly.
I was
thinking more Ned Kelly stuff. That's not see.
Okay.
Dodge your bullet.
Yes. Not speaking of racists.
Not racist.
I don't know. I'm sure he's guilty of something.
Oh, guilty of things. I don't think he's racist.
I don't know.
Could be wrong.
I don't remember the last time I ever read something about Ned Kelly, so I'm going to refuse to comment because I'm not clued up enough on it. So.
True. Fair game. I've had some very recent research into Ned Kelly, believe it or not.
I'm surprised you don't have a Such As Life tattoo on your neck.
No, see, I'm not.
You seem like one of those guys who'd be like...
Don't.
Or maybe on the tramp stamp,
I don't watch Home and Away and...
Don't you?
No.
What are you saying? People who watch Home and Away get
Such As Life
people. Tattoos.
God, yeah, they do.
So where's yours hidden then?
I don't.
Who's your favourite character?
On what?
Home and Away. On what?
See, I don't even know the title of your show. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay. Well, you're the one who brought it up.
I don't know if I've ever had...
I didn't even know that show was still airing.
I'm not as old as you, but I'm nearly 30, and I've never had a TV. I've never plugged my TV into an aerial power point. An aerial point.
That's a sign of your generation.
That is the truth.
That is a sign of your generation.
I've lived out of home for over 10 years.
Those poor sons of bitches that had to spend decades plugging an antenna cable in.
And tuning it. I've tried. Don't get me wrong. When we first moved out, I was like, oh, this is great. You'd be able to channels. It's not great. The tuning process, it's not great.
And I watch is free to air anyway.
That's honestly. What I'm saying.
Honestly.
Yeah. Unless you got to watch State of Origin or the NRL finals. Well, they're always on Channel 7.
I forgot you don't pay for anything though.
Download the app. I'm not. Yeah. I don't watch. I don't watch TV. I don't watch aerial TV.
No.
And I have never.
The only video content you consume is on private browsers on your phone.
Speak for yourself.
Well, hey, I don't need to use private browsers. All right, let's wrap it up. That's enough shit talk.
Yeah.
Next week we actually have some actual racing we can talk about. So yay for us and yay for you. Unless you you're not keen for the racing, in which case we don't blame you. And,
And
just
hey,
tune back in and we'll tell you about the racing and what you
join us.
didn't miss.
For not being keen on the racing.
Yeah, yep. We're probably going to be live. Are we going to be live? It's
Oh.
early in the morning. Are you going to be
6
okay?
a.m. Are you serious?
What are you going to have? Can of mother?
I'll be here.
With a can of mother?
Maybe 2.
All right, so we'll commit to that.
Yeah,
We're going
I'll
live.
be here.
6 a.m.
You think 6 a.m. is a problem? Wait till we get to Canada where it's a 4 a.m. start. Wait till we get to these consistent races where I'm going to be here at your house at 11 o'clock at night.
Tell you what, I'm glad we're at my house. So I can just switch it off and go straight to bed and be like, hey, all right.
If you were still half an hour away from me, it wouldn't happen.
No.
So
That's why I moved. I moved for you. See, see the things I do for you.
Exactly right.
And you
I
don't appreciate anything.
I do appreciate
I
it.
just want some validation.
You're validated. You validated my heart. Okay.
Can you validate me some more?
We'll turn the cameras off and we'll get to it.
All right. We'll see you next week.
All right.
GG's.
Goodbye.